the redneck woman Gretchen Wilson came to the Choctaw Casino's Grand Theater on July the 7th, 2018, pairing up with Kenny Shepherd to rock the joint or do whatever redneck women do. Anyway, I was there, and this is how it went down. With the walls of the Choctaw Grand Theater at the Choctaw Casino still shaking from Kenny Shepherd's guitar, the time had now come for the evening's headliner, Gretchen Wilson. Now, apparently some of those in the audience felt that the joy of losing their money in the casino slot machines outweighed seeing Gretchen Wilson on stage. Because after Mr. Shepherd's set, many left the theater, not to return. Now, I've seen Gretchen a couple of times before, and around 10 years had passed since I'd seen Miss Wilson on stage. And I was interested in just to see how the redneck woman had held up. I just turned 45, Gretchen announced to all those who cared to hang around, and I've lost 30 pounds. Well, maybe not such a good note to rub in the faces of all of us who had just stuffed themselves at the casino's buffet. Nonetheless, we were there for the party, and Gretchen Wilson started the show with that very song, Here for the Party. And then it was on to those redneck rockin' country songs, covering all those redneck rockin' country topics. Like Home Wrecker, There's a Place in the Whiskey, and Work Hard, Play Harder. And of course there was my favorite play on words, When It Rains, I Pour. Evidently, it started raining a little early for the couple behind me, because they bailed after the second song. I don't know, maybe they were wanting to get an early jump on that heavy Calera, Oklahoma traffic. Yeah, I hear there's up to 6 cars in Clara now. Of course, we had to mellow out a bit as Gretchen sang the song, Grandma's Gonna Fly, which, by the way, had nothing to do with Grandma's spirit leaving the earth in any kind of celestial way. It was more about Grandma toking on a joint for the first time. Strangely enough, Gretchen never mentioned her opening act of Kenny Shepherd rocking the joint. However, she couldn't talk enough about the young lady who was the opening act of the opening act. Evidently, Gretchen has her own record label now, entitled Redneck Records. And this lady, who was the opening act of the opening act, was one of her artists. Although we were ordered not to forget her name, I kind of already did. Yeah, okay. I think it was something like Tenacious D, or Jesse G, or Heaven's Me, or Heavy D, or something like that. Oh no, Run DMC, CBBG, CB, Rock and Roll D. Choosing to ignore her own songs, Gretchen decided to take us on a little 70s garage band set that included Foreigner's Hot Blooded and Heart's Barracuda. And surprisingly enough, Gretchen Wilson has the pipes to screech out those high notes on Barracuda, as well as Heart's singer Ann Wilson can. Must be a Wilson thing. I wonder if Luke or Owen Wilson can hit those notes. Well, then, to the delight of all the boot-wearing and way too tight jean-wearing women on hand, Gretchen belted out her anthem, Redneck Woman, giving all these beer-guzzling, middle-aged women a chance to scream out the cheer, "Hell yeah!" Which was a bit scary. But before things got out of control, Gretchen dove into another 70s rock classic with Led Zeppelin's Rock and Roll for all of the country fans on hand. Luckily, this was her last song, because before she could get to the second verse of "Been a lonely, 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 lonely time," the place was half empty. I've never been to a concert where so many people left during the last song. Kind of makes me wonder if Gretchen should have stuck to her own songs and left the cover tunes to Kenny Wayne Shepherd. Yeah, nobody walked out during Kenny's cover of Hendrix's Voodoo Child. That would have been sacrilegious. No, can't do that. So that was the Gretchen Wilson show. Pretty cool. Gretchen Wilson, Kenny Wayne Shepherd, together at last. Or, I'm not sure about the pairing of those two. Actually, when I wrote this for my Facebook page, I had a lot of people saying Kenny Wayne Shepherd should have been the headliner and Gretchen Wilson should have been the opener. And I don't know. I'm a pretty big fan of both of them. I've seen Kenny Wayne Shepherd 3 or 4 times. I've seen Gretchen Wilson 3 times now. In my mind, it really wasn't so much a opening act and a headlining act. It was what we like to call a dual bill. A dual bill. Equal.